In the land of Gamoda lived a very powerful king who had 3 beautiful daughters. The name of the first daughter was No, and the names of the others Edo and Ola. Edo and Ola were very beautiful and won the favor of the villagers and especially the men of the land who were in competition in seeking their hands for marriage. The same was not the story of No, who weren't attractive to the men because of her size. No was very fat and hence lived a depressed and solitary life. Whenever she tries to come out and associate with the other women in the village, she would always hear them making jest of her weight and gossiping behind her. She would cry herself home and hence stopped going out. She was addicted to eating and would eat and hence couldn't do much regarding her weight due to her love for food. Every month, there was usually a gathering at the village square where all the villagers from the 5 neighboring villages will gather to dance and play and engage in wrestling competitions. No loved to dance, hence she will come out too but hide in a lonely spot where no one will see her, and she would dance and dance to her fill. Despite her weight, she was a very good dancer. She does this every month as a way to make herself happy. One of those months she was hiding and dancing to the beat of the villagers' drum when she noticed the drum beats getting closer and closer, but she was engrossed in her dancing that she didn't mind. She kept dancing until she came to a stop. The drum beat wasn't coming from the villagers but from a stranger whom she hasn't seen before. The stranger was smiling kindly at her and asked her why she stopped dancing. He was enjoying her dance and begged her to continue dancing while he drummed for her. By the end of the day she danced to her satisfaction and she talked for some time with the stranger whose name was Ife. Ife was from the neighborhood village and also came down for the festival. They became friends and Ife will always come around to visit No and would play the drums for her and she would dance for him always. Soon they fell in love with each other and were planning to get married. No felt secured with Ife and didn't mind getting married to him. Ife loved her despite her weight and wanted to spend the rest of his life with her. Few weeks to their marriage, a tragedy struck the village. The villagers were down with a deadly flu that was killing people in their numbers if not well treated. No fell victim to this flu which caused her to become very sick and she couldn't eat as she used to. Her appetite dropped so drastically that she couldn't even finish half a plate of food when she eats way more than 4 plates initially. Because of her drastic decrease in food intake, she became very slim at the end of the 4 months that the flu lasted. No finally recovered but was now very slim just like the other princesses, and her beauty became more pronounced. This made her to become the talk of town, as every man in the village who rejected her before now wants to marry her. She was so proud of herself and wouldn't even give attention to the man who loved her genuinely. He tried getting her attention and she would snap at him at every slightest provocation. She shouted at him and told him it's over between them and that she wasn't interested in the relationship again. She said he was only interested in her because she was a princess and he has never been with a princess before, and that he was too low for her to marry. So many men were flocking around her that she had to fix a wrestling contest for them to engage in and that she would marry the one who won the contest. The contest was to hold in 4 months' time. No went in during this 4 months to take a beauty treatment to enhance her beauty and make herself more charming to her supposed suitors. While taking her beauty treatments, she went back to her former way of eating, forgetting that it was her reduction of food intake during the flu that made her lose weight. At the end of the 4 months, the men came for the marriage competition only to be disappointed that the price was not worth it again. No had gone back to being her fat self again. All the men left disappointed and no one married her. While she was bemoaning her situation, she sighted a familiar face. It was Ife, dressed in a kingly regalia. Ife was the crown prince of one of the neighboring villages. He was in disguise all those periods he was going out with No because he doesn't like people recognizing him as loyalty. He simply smiled at her and walked away. That was how No lost a good man out of pride. She remained a desolate woman in her father's house and lived to regret her actions. Hope you enjoyed my story. Your comments are welcomed.